Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all well. We are back for another series. So this is starting today, going up to Friday, which is really great. So we're going to be chatting with some people who have exhibited with us, and also some new people, which is absolutely great. So there we go. Looks like we're ready to go. So let's get started. And there we go. And hopefully, there we go. I'm always dubious when I do this, but hopefully, there we go. Hello, you're right.
Morning. Hello.
Oh,
How are you?
I had to put the hat on today. The hair was a bit of a mess, and it needs cutting. So there we go.
Sunday morning, right?
Yeah, my autumnal look. You look nice and fresh this morning.
Oh, thank you. I tried my best.
So, introduce your business and tell us what you sell.
So we're Arboreal Club. We sell ethically sourced houseplants. We also sell ceramics, a selection of homewares, but our main focus is houseplants.
Fantastic. And
Yeah.
why did you set up your business, and how did you come up with your business name?
So about a year ago, as we went into lockdown, I started to collect quite a few houseplants. And my other half, Rob, who is the other face of the business, he started to get really frustrated at the fact that we'd gone from 10 plants to 20 to 30 to 40. And he said, when is it going to stop?
Yeah.
So I said, why don't we start a business? So then that way I can have more plants in the house without actually having to hold on to them. So, but also we realised over lockdown that there's a huge community for houseplants, and a lot of people actually found caring for them and building a collection of houseplants during the lockdown was a really good way to escape what was happening. So we decided we'd give it a go, see what happens, and here we are now, almost a year later, and doing really well. So so the name Arboreal Club, we actually sat down with a dictionary and a spider diagram, and we came up. We were looking for all words to do with plants, to do with being outside, to shops and things like that. So we really wanted to create something that was unique, and something that's not already out there, so that we can stand out. So we came up with Arboreal. So that's Latin for meaning living in trees, which with 70 plants in our household, as you can probably see behind me, definitely goes with the name. And then the club is just to make it something exclusive, to make it exciting.
Yeah.
So that when we refer to our customer base, they're part of our club as well.
Yeah. Cool. I like that. It's almost like with Curated, isn't it? It's a family, a community, a hub, a tribe. All the words that everyone says. I think they're really good. But becoming part of something, which is really, really great, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I personally, myself, I do love plants, and I don't know if I can show you. It's just at the side of me. It was lockdown. It was just before lockdown. My best mate and his wife had actually given me a small little plant that was in a little, and actually, I don't know if you can see it. It's actually, oh God. Okay, let me just, there we go. And now.
Oh, wow.
That was in the tiniest little pot. And I'm very proud of that.
You should be. It looks like it's doing really well.
Yeah, I remember once having a plant, and so somebody told me that when it's raining, that the plants, you can put them outside. And we had this amazing, beautiful plant, and I put it outside because it was raining. We went out for the day, and then we had a heat wave. I came back, and it was dead.
So you turned it to a quick spinach.
Yeah, it's scorched. So
no.
We'll make those the same. So whereabouts are you based?
So we're based in Basingstoke, Hampshire. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So we
Cool.
run our business predominantly from home, but it's all in Basingstoke.
Cool. I just love all the plants behind. Looks like a little jungle, doesn't it? Brilliant. But it is, isn't it? It's like with gardening and things. I love gardening and growing things as well. But it's just having something that's around you that's living, isn't it? It's quite It's quite good for the soul and well-being as well, which is watching something grow, nurture. So
exactly.
as you're obsessed with plants, have you got like a favorite plant that you kind of like, or that you've had for a while, or?
So I've got a few. So my personal favourite one that we don't sell is this string of turtles. So I don't know if you can see
Oh yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. I
small
love
leaves. They
those.
look like
Yes.
baby turtle shells. So that's a personal favourite of mine that I've been trying to get my hands on for a while, so we can get it into the shop because a lot of people like it, but
Yeah.
they're so hard to find. So that's a personal favourite of mine.
Yeah. I suppose as well, isn't it? They almost become like it's like with the creative people as well, when they make artwork or something, and they put so much work and love into it. They obviously don't want it to go, and I expect that like that. I'm not selling that. That's my, my
Yeah, yeah,
favorite. So,
absolutely.
um, so have you? I mean, with your plants, is there anything new that you've been kind of working on as such?
So I think we've established ourselves with the plant side of things, and I think now what we're trying to do is incorporate the homeware side of things that we're looking to bring into the business as well.
Brilliant.
So a lot of our ethos is about being kind to the planet, and making sure that anything that our business does, if it does impact the planet, is to then give something back, so that we're not also contributing to the climate crisis. So yeah, at the moment we're really working on expanding our homeware section, trying to find a lot of handmade goods as well, because I think one good thing that's come out of the pandemic and out of lockdown is that a lot of people have spent time at homes and
Yeah.
realised actually they have quite a good creative hobby, and that they probably didn't realise they had, and they've started to create all these different bits and pieces that are actually fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, and I've noticed that a lot of people are enjoying buying from individuals rather than big corporate companies. So
Yeah.
we're trying to find businesses like that we can bring on board, and
Mm.
sell them all from our website. So that's what we're working on at the minute. So come January time, we'll have some exciting new things happening.
Fantastic, yeah. And
Yeah,
with our events as well, I love sometimes just seeing the collaborations that happen. I keep saying to you guys, shout, tell me about it. It's so really nice. I
yeah,
mean, you at the last event you were there was Parkgate Pottery, and she had a lovely hanging plant holders that she's got,
yes,
and but she didn't have any plants, so you popped a
yeah,
plant in there, put your business card, and there you go. And it's a really great way of just working and selling. Selling your products, cross promoting, which is it costs nothing, but you get both businesses that out of it as such, don't you?
yeah, absolutely. And I think
Yeah,
it's nice to be able to say to somebody, has been handmade, and we know the
yeah,
people who have made them. So there's that personal connection to
yeah,
the item that.
yeah, definitely. I think as well, I think with our events as well, I think sometimes I look at the products there, with other people, the handmade, and it's so amazing. And I
I
think
know.
that some people, when they come to the events, they're a little bit like taken back. They don't realize, and that's why I'm almost saying to everyone, we need to let these people know, and you need to shout from the roof that, "Look, I've made this," and and as well, because I think people kind of think, oh wow, that's they've bought it in or something. And something that we like to shout out about, obviously with our video, was here we are, we're at home with the sewing
Yeah,
machine, we make it
yeah,
all as well, isn't it? And
it's
that's
amazing.
it's really important. So we have an ethos, as we all know. I think I need to get it as a tattoo soon. Unique, friendly, and I nearly forgot it then. And, unique, unique, creative, and friendly. I've twisted it round there. Is there an ethos or a saying that you kind of work with?
So I think our most important ethos is being kind to the planet, because essentially we're taking plants from the wild and providing them to, or selling them to people to bring into their homes. So whilst that can be a lovely thing to do, and it improves the air quality and the environment in which you live, it's also important to remember that we are disrupting nature by taking those plants out of their
Mm,
natural habitat, shipping them all the way from Brazil or Africa or America, and bringing them
yeah,
all the way over here. They're a massive impact to our climate from doing that. So our biggest ethos is being kind to the planet. So one thing that we do with our online orders is that with every item, not just every order, but every item ordered, you get the opportunity to plant a tree, and you can
wow,
actually choose the location where you plant the tree. So there's some that can go to Madagascar, some that can go to where the forest fires were in Australia. And you can actually follow the journey of your tree, so you can find out who planted it, when it was planted, and where it was planted. So it's a really nice way of offsetting our carbon footprint and our impact to the planet. But we definitely want to take that one step further next year and start looking at how we can make contributions towards the ocean as well, because there's a huge impact that side of things as well.
Brilliant. It's great, you know, and isn't it, as a small business like yourself, of doing what you're doing and getting that message out there, and getting people to really think about, you know, throwing things away and all of that, you know, something that, you know, I've been looking at quite a lot recently, of just, you know, and something, oh, actually I could reuse that, or I can make that into something else. So, you know, it is quite important of how, you know, throw away we kind of get with in society as such. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing. It's great. I love the ethos of that. You kind of picked on it. You kind of said a little bit more. I mean, but the next question was saying, what are your goals and dreams for, I'd probably say, for this year and obviously next year? I'm not going to tempt fate, and I'm touching wood here. I kind of said back in 2020, I was like, wow, this is such a great, you know, 2020, it's such a great number. Loads of things are going to happen. And I think probably looking back in hindsight, so much did happen. And actually, I think probably for the better in a way, as I sit here with Curated and what it's become. So kind of, is there sort of goals and dreams for yourself?
So what we want to do is, I think we've spent the last year establishing our business and finding out who our client base are, or our club, and you know, really working out who appreciates our business. I think now for the next year, what we want to do is really, as I've said, sort of expand on what we offer, not just having the plants, although that will be the main focus of the business, but also, you know, the homeware section and various bits and pieces like that. But the other thing that we want to do is really, for the next year's amp up how we, you know, give back to the planet, and also, without wanting to ram it down people's throats, just teach people why we're doing it. Because, for example, you know, as you said, with people hand making goods and finding out how you can reuse things, there's certain things that we would normally throw away. But for some people who create things and who do have the ability to create, which is a gene I definitely missed out on, but if they can make use of that to create something that then can, you know, become a usable product, that's definitely a really good way to not throw things away. And we want to try and incorporate the element of thrifting and upcycling and things like that into our business as well. Because I think it's all about buying something new, which is great. We all like new, but then also it's about how do you take what's already there and make it, revive it, so that somebody else can appreciate it. So yeah, lots of different plans, and hopefully they'll all come together next year. And
and it's really what you just said there as well, isn't it? It's probably sometimes, you know, and also getting that message out there for certain things, that there might be something that you throw away, and there might be somebody, for instance, that, well, actually I kind of need that because that's what I work with. Somebody that we're talking to actually on Tuesday is Nature Reclaim Shop, and what they do is they have their candles, but they put them in, you know, beautiful bottles that they've cut down and put them in that, which is really great.
Oh, nice.
You know, and I must say, upstairs in the bedroom, you know, there's a fireplace, and we've got about 5 or 6 bottles, like gin bottles, really nice bottles that I just couldn't throw out because they're so nice. But, you know, equally, there are, you know, businesses out there that would take those and actually, you know, reuse them as such. So that's something that, you know, with our next event, that people might be able to, if they've got something that they can bring along, instead of throwing it in the bin, to actually, that it can be kind of used. But I think sometimes we if people don't know about that, do we? Of like, oh, actually, you know, so probably a bit more of that we can kind of do as well. So I think that's a really good message. I shall put that on for next year as another to-do list. Would you say, there's a long, honestly, at the moment with 4 events planning just this year, and then obviously on to next year, because obviously what we're trying to do as well is think of new ideas like yourself. It's kind of, we're trying to think of different concepts when you come to our events, that there's other things going on around the shopping experience as well. And that's just talking to the likes of, you know, like you and other people that exhibit, and we'll come up with the ideas. And we're like, wow, that's a great idea. So watch this space for just different things when you come along to incorporate those as well. So you know, I remember one time we did like a home event, and you know, we actually had a kind of a room set, you know, and we had upholstery and we had artwork and we had, you know, and it was almost like a little room. And I kind of think sometimes with the people now, maybe we could, you know, like on the stage, have a little, you know, room set with all of the products that you then find downstairs on it, you know, in the actual, on the floor, and get people to be making things as well, because people love seeing that, which is,
that sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah, I remember one time we needed to stitch something into we changed a thread or something, and we were talking about it yesterday, and Rob was there, and he was just sewing, and everyone was like, wow, what are you doing? It was just like, you know, the most amazing thing they'd ever seen. And it's like, okay, right, wow. So who would you say is your support network?
So we've had a huge amount of support, definitely from our family, from friends as well. They've provided us with a huge amount of support over the last few months, since we started the business. On our first market day, we did about 3 times the amount that we did on any other market day, and that was because we had so many family and friends come down to support us.
Wow,
and what that meant is that from doing markets yourself, you probably realise the more people around your stall, the more people are like, oh, what's over there? And, you know, it creates a buzz. So definitely family and friends, but also smaller businesses as well. As I said, it's so nice out of the pandemic and out of lockdown that lots of people have started businesses and started things. And there's that sort of kindred spirit. There's that, you know, you want to help each other out and promote each other's businesses. So at the last event that we did with you, it was quite nice, because at the end of the day, all the different stall holders were coming over to us saying, oh, I've seen that plant. And, you know, it's just really nice how small businesses are helping each other out as well. So
yeah, exactly. And you know, I think it was because the Coffee Flamingo boys that we'd met at Love Reigate event, and we wanted to go and talk to them, but they were so busy, which was great, because I'm thinking, I don't, you know, if you're with customers, they're more important than what we are, and it's also great to see. And we contacted, and I saw on their post that they've done a live like this with you guys, and I was like, wow. We hadn't had anyone with plants. And also another addition as well is one thing that we're starting to do is to get more men on board. And it's really nice, because we're at the feedback now. Usually when guys come to our kind of events as such, or, you know, they go to other events, they kind of, oh, there's nothing for me. And now they're like, you know, there was a guy I spoke to the other day, and he was just like, wow, I've just had and he was like naming all the different businesses that he liked. So that was good, because like I say, we wanted to make sure that, you know, as much as somebody might have said to a while ago, you know, not to make our events too diverse, you know, I take that and I say, you know, they are going to be diverse, and there's going to be lots of different people of all sorts of, you know, whatever, and also different products. And I think that's really important. And thank you for when that person did say that, because that's really put the fire in my belly to actually show the 21st century that we can't say things like that anymore.
No, you turn it into something positive, don't you?
Totally, exactly. It's very, very, very real, actually. And actually, some good news that I have to say as well is I'm actually, as of from Monday, I'm now a mental health first aider qualified. So I'm really excited. So it's been heavy, you know, but even just on Friday, there was a friend, and I gave a quick phone call, and I was able to actually give advice. I felt really great, and I gave some support networks for her son, and that felt really good, actually. So you know, watch this space, because what I want to do next year is to a lot more networking. Now that we weren't able to kind of do that so much this year, and get you guys together, and you know, the kind of the home people or the food and drink, and we can just chat ideas, and also just make sure that we're okay as well. I think that's another thing that's really, really important. Really important.
Absolutely.
So, what events are you doing with Curated by Dapper and Suave?
So we're doing the Dorking Halls. So we'll be joining you on the 14th of November, which we're excited about. So I hear it's meant to be the biggest one yet as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we've called it the
Brilliant.
big Christmas market, you know, and you know, for anyone as well, just so they are aware, just sort of feedback as well. Our next two events are ticketed because we've already got the ticketing system in place, so we can't take that away. So please, you can still book your tickets. It's absolutely fine. But the next two events, which is lovely, we are actually having, we've got a young lady, Janai, who's joining us, and she's our meter and greeter. So she'll be, you know, as people come in. So people can just turn up on the day. If you're coming along to the cinema, or in Christmas, you're coming to the Panto, please pop in and whatever. So, you know, that was just feedback. And obviously the entrance now, we can use two entrances because it was reversed in lockdown, but the entrance was the exit, vice versa. So, you know, there's free entrance and exits now to get in there.
Brilliant.
And, you know, it's going to be a really, really great event, which I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah.
And so the last question I always ask, why did you choose to work with us? Probably me hounding you.
No, so since we did the Pride Month video with Coffee Flamingo, it was really great that you have reached out to us because we've done a few markets already, but they're very local. So, which are really nice because you get to meet a lot of the same people. But the trouble is there's a lot of the same people. So then not every week somebody's going to want to buy a new plant unless you're like me. So, you know, it's having that mixture of faces, mixture of customers. So it's fantastic that you reached out, and so we came along to the first event and fell in love with it. Just, I think there's a lot of organisation that goes into it, which is brilliant, and a lot of hard work. But also, there's so many nice, friendly, similar stall holders. And it's really nice looking around the room and just seeing everybody talking so, you know, proudly about their products and what they're doing and what they're selling. And just the support that goes into it as well. So yeah, it's been a great experience getting involved.
Yeah, I mean, I think always it gets to just before 11 o'clock each time I look around and I kind of have to sort of pinch myself and go, wow. And another thing as well, just to let everyone know, and I will be shouting this out before the event, that because it's Remembrance Sunday, we will be so at 11 o'clock, we won't be letting anyone into the room, and we will make sure there's signage and everything about that. So we will be doing a 2-minute silence. So the event will start at 2 minutes past 11. So anyone outside, if they can just make sure that, you know, they adhere to that. That's something that's quite important. Somebody said about it the day, and we'd already got that in to mark that, because I think, you know, that is, you know, really quite lovely. Well, it's respectful that we all need to do. So really, really, really great to talk to you. You know, it's really great to have you guys on board. It's really quite refreshing because when usually on the stage, you're right in the middle. Actually, you're there again. We've done the plan because you kind of stand out as well. And this next event, just so everyone is aware, all the food and drink, as in food and drink and treats, will all be on the stage area now.
Oh, brilliant.
So that just gives a chance when you get up onto the stage, you know exactly up there is your, you know, your food and drink. And there's also, we've got Bats Hill Gin, Binary Botanicals, and Twisted Co. So yeah, lots of other businesses joining us. So we will be back tomorrow, and that will be with Binary Botanicals. I met her a while ago, actually, in Dorking Halls, at Vegan Fair in the Martina Hall. So her products are absolutely lovely. So we'll be chatting to her tomorrow. So all of the information regarding our Arboreal Club, this will now go onto our YouTube channel, LinkedIn, and obviously there. So have a look at the guys, and you'll see the guys on the 14th of November. So take care.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Speak to you soon. Take care.
Have a good Sunday. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.